Yes, guys, in this video I'm going to be sharing something personal with you, something that I haven't shared with a lot of people, to be honest, because it's been a dark chapter in my career towards financial freedom, in the career towards building my business and helping people and making money. And it's a story about how I lost 40,000 euros in a scam a couple of years ago. And the reason that I want to create this video is because I think there's valuable lessons in there, lessons that have helped me to grow and help me to make better decisions. But perhaps you're also on your own path to make clever decisions when it comes to investments, into mentorships, into team members, into building your business. If you're currently at that phase where you've passed the hustler phase and you're at the plateau phase, as I call it, anywhere between 5 or 20K per month, I think this will be really valuable to you, because I will share my lessons that I learned from being fucked over and being scammed and losing a lot of my money, which will help you, I'm sure, in the future. So stick around to the end, because I think all three, not two, but three, all three of my insights will be valuable. I'll give you a bit of background, a bit of backstory, and I'll go into the lessons that I learned. So this was during COVID, so I think this was in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And I had set myself an ambitious goal to become financially independent, meaning that I wanted to reach a certain level of passive income so that my finances were taken care of, my income was taken care of, so that I could focus on the things that were actually in my zone of genius and really where I felt I could contribute the most. So this was a lifelong goal of mine for about 10 years, and I was close to reaching that goal. I had made some good investments in terms of real estate, and I was lacking, I think, about 1,500 euros per month in passive income to reach my goal. And at this point, I was looking of where I could invest money. At that time, I was making good money as a freelancer. I had money saved up. So what I did is I hired a money coach, someone who could advise me on what to do with my money. Sip of coffee. And throughout this person and throughout my network that I had collected of investors, a certain investment came up multiple times where people were making money, a guaranteed 3% of their income that they invested, meaning if you would invest 30,000 euros, you would get about 1,000 euros per month, I think, something like that, or 1,200. And that was actually exactly the amount of money that I needed. And I did a bit of due diligence, even though looking back, there was a lot of red flags there, a lot of red flags of what I could have known that this was not a reliable company. But what I got most persuaded by, I think that's the best word, was other people who joined that investment and were in there for already for a long time and who said they were making money. So this actually got me over the line to invest. Long story short, I invested 30,000 euros in that particular investment, and that turned out to be a scam. For the first 2 months, I had an app. I was making money on the app, and later on, when I tried to reach this person, I still remember texting this person, checking their website. The website was gone. Person did not receive my messages, and yeah, it turned out to be one massive scam where they scammed people for millions and millions of euros. And yeah, that definitely hurt financially, emotionally, was tough. And I made the same mistake again, my own bad, of basically with the same thing, investing another 10,000 euros in a crypto project where also other people were investing in. And I had the FOMO that this could maybe like 10 or 100x. So I had the FOMO if they would invest and I would not, that they would 10x or 100x their money and I would not. Also there, did my due diligence, but I should have seen some red flags looking backwards. So this is how I lost 40,000 euros of my savings and invested in the wrong people. And I want to share with you my lessons. Bit of a longer introduction, but I want to share with you my lessons that I got from these wrong investments. And my lesson number one, that is valuable to you as well, if you're building your business. Emotions can bring us to interesting places, and those blur often our judgment. our judgment of what's really in front of me, in front of you. And so my first learning is never to take action out of desperation or high emotions. I think for me it was a bit of both. It wasn't desperate like I needed the money, but I was desperate to reach my financial goal. And the emotions were actually triggered by the fear of missing out, because others were actually doing the same thing. If you read the book Influence by Cialdini, he also mentions that social proof and social interaction is a large contribution to our human behavior, and I definitely fell for that. So if you're at the point of making decisions, and as an entrepreneur, you always make decisions. Make sure you make them from a clear mind. You objectively look at what's in front of you instead of a scarcity mindset. I think that's the biggest word here, the scarcity mindset or the neediness mindset. To stay true to yourself, to your values, and actually objectively look at things. It sounds easy on paper, but we're humans, so we have emotions, and often we get drawn into things where we maybe not necessarily think rationally that this is the best decision, but we feel that we need it. And this is not always the best compass, the best judge for a good decision. The second lesson that I learned is always to invest in yourself. And you've heard this a lot, obviously, like investing in yourself is the best investment that you can do. And yes, that's definitely what I mean by that, because I still invest, but I changed my way of what I invest in. And most of my money that I currently spend in terms of investment are investments into myself, my knowledge, because no one can take away my experience, my knowledge. That's untouchable for anyone. So that's the first part, what I mean with that. But the second part is also to invest things, maybe not in knowledge, but things that you can control. Things that you can tangibly touch, that you can change, that you can manage, instead of giving the control away to other people, right? So if you want to become financially independent, right, there's a lot of people who say that they're a money coach or investment coach. I no longer touch that. Like the only thing and the only person that I trust in that is myself. Specifically if you're just starting out, perhaps if you're at a level where there's so much money coming in, you really have trusted advisors. But I would say if you're starting off, invest in things that you can control. Same with crypto, same with real estate. Like if I would invest, I would only invest in crypto myself. I would not rely on anyone else managing it for me or buying into mining equipment. Or I want to be able to always touch and control my money and things that are in my own control. And yeah, same as building your business. Only start to invest if you really, really know in other people. Only start to invest if you really, really know the ins and outs of everything and you have the knowledge and skill set to hire the qualified people. Only then you can build your team. But before that, there's no quick wins around to getting rich or the quick wins around to building your business. You will need to understand your business first and the processes, the marketing, the sales, the customer acquisition, the delivery, before you can actually outsource. And this is a lesson that I learned, to not create the quick wins or the workarounds of the things that make me feel uncomfortable, but actually invest in myself first. And this is also what I hear so often with people who feel like they want to build their business, but we're still in the hustler phase and they want systems. But in order to build these systems, you need to understand how they work. And the third lesson here, it's not about the loss, but it's how you deal with it. And this also applies to you, to your business, to the entrepreneurial journey that you're on. I mean, you've built your business, you know how to acquire your clients, you probably rely on referrals, word of mouth, but still there will be 100 times a day, a week, a month that you will fail in things to further scale your business, to go from the plateau to the CEO phase. There will be continuous failures and losses and missed out revenue or clients that you did not close in the sales calls because your script didn't work, or you didn't know how to objection handle, or in the DMs you didn't know what to reply, or your ads failed. It's not about the loss, but it's how you deal with it. Right? I lost 40,000 euros of my money, and I could have said like, okay, investing is not for me. Trying to get rich and trying to make money and trying to build my business is not for me. I'll just stick to the 9-to-5 life and be fucking average. But I actually took it as a lesson and changed my perspective in the previous 2 lessons that I just mentioned. Changed my perspective of how I deal with investments, with looking at opportunities, looking at myself, how I deal with my money. Be more careful how I invest, who I invest in. And I took those as lessons, because if you stick to your failures, if you had a mentor before that you invested in which sucked, or you ran ads once before which didn't work, or you did 100 cold outreaches which didn't work, or you hired an appointment setter which didn't work, it's easy to say, it doesn't work, it's not for me. But then you're actually being screwed over twice. The first time when you made the wrong investment, and the second time because you're missing out on all the other opportunities that are actually out there, but you're still stuck with the first bad investment that you made. So it's not about the loss, it's about how you actually deal with it. And that's a mindset change. And if you're listening, if you're not selling for being fucking average, then you have that winner mindset to continuously keep going. Because there will be gold on the other side of the mountain. It's just how much effort you put in to keep climbing, keep falling down, and keep losing, but getting the experience, getting in the reps, and getting in the knowledge based on your mistakes. So this is a quick and very personal video that I wanted to share with you. Something that, as I mentioned, was a dark chapter, and something that I don't look back at with pride, but at least I look back at it and took my learnings. And I hope with these learnings, I can inspire you to also make the right decisions in your business, on your mission to actually help others, and on your mission to actually create the best life for yourself. And hopefully this could save you a good 30 or 40,000 euros in doing so. So if you like this content, then it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe to the channel, because then I know that this actually is the stuff that you guys really want and really looking for. I'm trying to do my best to share all my personal experience and all of my knowledge on how to build a business. And I will see you guys in the next video.